All right, so puppies are 4 weeks old now. First, I have to apologize. You might not be able to understand what I'm saying, or you might not be able to hear me well, and that's because I just had major dental surgery. I know you don't tune into this channel to hear about that, but I do have to explain why I'm hard to understand right now. Because of the treatment that I went through, the radiation and the chemo, it caused a lot of issues with my teeth. So sadly, I just had to have them all extracted. So I have to wait 2 months now before it heals, before I can get dentures. So I'm very sorry, but I'm going to do my best. I promise to do weekly updates for the babies, so I'm not going to let that stop me. But I just have to explain why I'm so hard to understand, because of it was just yesterday I had all this dental surgery, and I still want to produce the video for the updates, but long story short, that's why you're going to have a hard time understanding me. So I apologize for that. Okay, so moving over to the puppies.
Check out our playlists following the progress of each litter of puppies. And make sure to hit that subscribe button for updates.
All right, so true to form, they were super active and they were playing. And as soon as I started to get everything ready, they started to fall asleep. So I'm probably gonna try to get Mummy in there right now, because they're due for feeding anyways. So that'll hopefully wake them up. And then in between them eating, you'll be able to see them move around. And after they're done eating, they should play with each other a little bit. So, now forget it. Come on, go in there. So, there's Mummy. Right away, they're like, oh, Mummy's here. So they're 4 weeks old, and they're just now starting to play with each other. They're in a bigger area now. I'll move the camera over. This is the little potty area that they're learning to use right here. And it's attached to they're in a larger pool now. They were in right there, that smaller pool. And now that smaller pool we're gonna use for when they're eating, when they're having their puppy mush. Oh, Mummy jumped out already. When they're having their puppy mush, that smaller pool, I'm going to put on the table. Sorry, on the floor, and then they'll have their puppy mush. And then when they're done eating, then I wipe them down, clean them, and then they'll go back in this area to try to keep their little sleeping area as clean as possible. And then, of course, attached to it is their little potty area. They've only had this set up about 3 hours. I did it about 3 or 4 hours ago. So they're probably going to have accidents right now on the blanket, because they just turned 4 weeks and they're just now learning. So let me try to get Mummy back in with her babies. Baby's gonna eat. Come on. Alfred, baby. Come on. Come on. You feed your babs. You feed your babbies. Oh yeah. You feed your babbies. I'll get my little camera out of the way here so you can see the puppies better. Ready? You feed your babs. Come on. Okay, sweetheart. Lie down. There you go. They will be having puppy mush, or at least trying it, probably tomorrow or the next day. So when they try it for the first time, I'm going to videotape it, and I'll even make a video about it. So normally, obviously, when they're 2 days old, when they're 5 days old, you have to hold them and you have to make sure they latch onto their mom, and there's just so much precautions you have to do, but not now. At 4 weeks, they literally see their mother, they run to her, and they start eating. Their primary source now, starting now, like literally today or tomorrow, has to be now the puppy mush. The puppy mush, they'll be getting extra nutrients and whatnot. We have a separate video, so you'll see what we put in our puppy mush if you wanted to watch it. But it's okay, Betty. Okay, Alfred. And she's not liking it as much now because they're older and they're starting to get teeth. Just as I lose mine, they're starting to get theirs. So she's like, "Yeah, Dad." She goes, I don't like doing this now. But she still has to for maybe another week, because the first week they're on puppy mush, it's not going to be enough. They're only going to eat a very little bit, and they spit up and choke on most of it, and they get most of it on their face and on their hands, and they make a huge mess. And it's so they're still going to need little feedings off their mom. And by week 5, it'll mostly just be puppy mush up to week 6.5, and by week 6.5, 7, then it's just soft puppy food. And then by week 8, then it's puppy food that's no longer soaked, because you know the ultimate goal is to get them to start using their teeth, right? So you don't want to give them puppy mush too long. You want them to start using those teeth. Come on. Come on, guys. So, since the last video, Cameron Mill has been, she's been reserved. So the only one left now is Truffles, who is a black female. This one, perfect, first one I grabbed. This is Truffles. Let me see, I don't know if you can see her there. Let me try to readjust the light. That's Truffles. She's a solid black female. She has the tiniest little white dot right there on her chest. But aside from that, she's completely solid black. She's looking for a nipple, so I'm going to put her down. I'll try to do a close-up video of her when they're done eating. Hopefully when they're done eating, they don't go right to bed. Usually when they're done eating, they'll play for about maybe 2 or 3 minutes before they go to bed, and hopefully during those 2 or 3 minutes you'll be able to see them playing, and I'll try to get another close-up of Truffles, and I'll also get a close-up of the other ones, so whoever reserved them will have a small little 20 or 10-second video clip of them at 4 weeks old. But they're also going to have that video when they eat their puppy mush. They'll be eating their puppy mush probably tomorrow. I'm assuming it'll be tomorrow that we do the puppy mush. If not tomorrow, definitely Monday. So I'm going to stop talking. You can fast forward ahead if you want, but I'm just going to film the puppies here a little bit with Mom. So because she's cleaning one of her babies right now. She's twisted her body, so they're not really able to get to her nipple. So I'm going to twist her back. I'll forget you. Come on. You were blocking them all, Alpha. They weren't able to get any milk. You were blocking them all. Okay, there's one right there. There's one right there. I know, Mommy. I know. Out of the whole area, too, the heating pad that's under the blanket, the heating pad is just right here in this little area. So that way the puppies, if they're cold, they could come over to this area and they could lie on the heating pad. It's just underneath this. And it's just through Murphy's Law there that Betty lied down right where the heating pad is, so she's probably going to start panting because it would have been better if she like lied down like maybe over like here or something, but she lied down in the hottest part of the pool. So yeah, this is the small plastic pool they were in was I would say maybe 6 inches deep, and a little over 2 feet in diameter. It's right there, the little small one right here. So that's too small for them now. They need more room. This one is about 10 or 12 inches, the walls. And the only reason I have the extra bars going around the edge is when they get a little bit older, they might try to climb out. And it also stops the other dogs, the other adult dogs, from jumping in. And then, that little potty system. You can't really see it because it's dark and I'm into the light right now. I've got this one light above the puppies. Maybe, I think I did a video about the puppy system, or the puppy tray, the potty tray, whatever it's called, poop tray. If not, I'll have to. But basically, when they poop right here, it falls through the bars and onto the little pee pad, and that's way better because puppies will they'll just drag the pee pad around, and poop and pee will get everywhere. And some puppies, not all, but some puppies have the habit of eating poop, which will make them sick. So once they start learning how to use that, and they do, they just naturally start to use it, it reduces the chance of them eating the poop, because as soon as they poop, it falls right through the bars. And moving forward, when they're 8 weeks old and they go to your home, it's good to get like a boot rack and a similar metal grate, and then you put that over the boot rack with a pee pad or with some little wood chips, and then that way, as you're training them, if they have the odd accident, they'll run to that instead of it being somewhere else on your floor. And if you train puppies on pee pads without using that system, then they end up peeing on blankets, if a t-shirt's lying on the floor, or the front doormat, because they will mistake that for another pee pad. So by training them on this, it avoids them from mistaking clothing or something that was left on the floor, mistaking that for a pee pad. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's something I learned, figured out a long time ago. I had people calling me saying, I thought you said the puppy was trained. And I'm like, yeah, they're trained to go on the pee pad, but they're not completely house trained. They're only 8 weeks old. And they were like, yeah, but my son left a t-shirt on the floor and the puppy peed on it, or the puppy peed on the welcome mat by the front door. And that's because a puppy that's trained on pee pads doesn't really they're not able to distinguish the difference between a pee pad and a welcome mat, or a pee pad and a pair of pajamas that's lying on the bedroom floor, and they end up peeing on them. As soon as I made the switch and I started using this puppy tray system, and I never had anybody else calling me saying, oh, they're peeing on t-shirts or they're peeing on the doormat and stuff. And then from our own experience, from our second last litter, we kept Mushu and Waffles. And Mushu and Waffles had no accidents on doormats or welcome mats or t-shirts or pajamas that were on the bedroom floor or nothing, because Mushu and Waffles had that system attached to their pool when they were like 4 or 5 weeks old. And when they were 8 weeks old, they had the boot tray that I have. I'll probably have to do a video. I've been pretty busy, but I'm going to try to do a video about the boot tray. All right, they're starting to play a little bit. So I'll try to zoom in. I think Mommy is going to be leaving. They're not super hungry. So if Mommy leaves, she can. All she has to do is right here. The couch is right here. You can just jump up on the couch. The edge of the couch lines up perfect with these bars. But nobody can get to this couch but Mommy. Because the other pugs in the house can't get to this side of the living room because we have them, it's barricaded off. I'm not able to pick up the camera because it's attached to the bars right now. But basically half of the living room is cut in half, so our other adult pugs can't get to this side. But Mommy can get to this side, where there she just jumped. See, she's on the couch here with me now. So Mommy can get to this side. But the other dogs or pugs cannot. All right, so hopefully here's some shots of them play fighting. That's Cheesecake with the white paws. She was just play fighting with Sylvie. Oh, that's Pedro over there. Uh-oh. That's Chamomile and Sylvie, right here. Oh, sorry, right here. Chamomile's right here. You know, it's better if I'm trying to line my hand up with the camera. I'll just touch the actual puppies. This is Chamomile right here, and this is Cheesecake. She's like, don't touch me, I'm trying to fight my sister. So these two here that are play fighting the most right now is Cheesecake and Chamomile. Oh boy, he got taken down. The way the camera's attached to the bars, I can't tilt it down anymore. So if they go any lower this way, I'm not going to get them. It looks like Sylvia is getting beat up now by, that's Pedro and Chamomile. This is Sylvie, Pedro, and Chamomile. And this one that's right here, just off camera, that's Truffles. She's sleeping right now. Oh, that's another thing. It's very important to cut their nails at 3.5, 4 weeks, and then pretty well at 5 and 6. And once they're 4 weeks, you got to cut their nails, and you have to do it every week. It's because at this age, when they play fight, there's a very good chance that they could scratch each other in the eye. So to try to reduce that, you have to keep puppies' nails when they have litter mates. You have to keep their nails very, very, very short because they're constantly pawing at each other's face. So you want to keep those nails really short. I hate cutting dogs' nails because, especially with pugs, they constantly, it's a challenge. They scream, they fight, they fuss. It's terrible. I mean, there's YouTube videos online. Try cutting a pug's nails. It's almost impossible. But when you do it when they're this young, they don't care, they don't mind at all. It's super easy. And the trick is to keep doing it. Even if their nails aren't long, just cut the tiniest, tiniest little piece off every single week. And if you can do that from the time you take your puppy home, by the time your puppy's a year old, they will not care about having their nails cut because they will be so used to it. So, I mean, something you might want to think of when you take your little baby home. See, starting to move pretty quick now. And they're not making any noise. I thought they'd be like, they are barking now. They're doing small little barks and little yaps, like yip, 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 little barks, but for some reason they're not, oh, they're starting to fall asleep. Okay, so they're pretty much, I don't know if you can see, but they're starting to fall asleep right there. And then this little one here, which one is that? Who are you? Oh, that's Pedro. That's Pedro Morales. Here, I'll try to do a close-up of him. One second. Let me just adjust this light. I'm going to just do a close-up of each puppy, and then I'll end the video. But I'll try to, let me adjust this light a bit. I'll try to get a close-up of each puppy. This is Pedro at 4 weeks. Okay, little guy. I know. He's staring at the light, but I want him to look at the camera. Okay. Okay, little man. Look at the camera. Okay. So, solid black body, obviously. Not much to show there. And, that's Pedro at 4 weeks old. Okay. The next one. Oh, sweetie. Oh, boy. This is Chamomile. She was just reserved the other day. This is Chamomile at 4 weeks old. Right there. You can pause it right there if you want to see her, because they won't stay still for long. That's Chamomile at 4 weeks old. Look how sleepy. She says, I'm so tired. Okay. Now, oh, here's the one that's still available. This is Truffles. That's Truffles at 4 weeks old. And she's still available. That's Truffles. That's a baby girl. She's just a baby girl. Here's the side view of her little face. I'll put my hand behind it. You can see the flatness of her face. Oh, she's like, don't showboat me like that. Oh no, oh no. That's Truffles. Truffles at 4 weeks old, and she has a tiny white patch on her chest, and the rest of her body, oh boy, big yawn. The rest of her body, solid black. Okay, now we're going to Sylvie. This is Sylvie at 4 weeks old. She looks so unimpressed all the time. She almost looks offended when you pick her up. She's like, why are you bugging me? Okay, Sylvie, Mommy's watching you, so say hello to your mommy. This is Sylvie at 4 weeks old. Sorry about the lighting. Trying to get it good here. And with the fawn, that's Sylvie. With the fawn, you see how much lighter they're getting now. See, just at 4 weeks, look how, if you look back to when they were a week old, how dark they were, and there was like a dark line down their back. All that goes away with the fawn. And the only dark that really stays is a little bit on their hands, a whole bunch on their little nose, like it's called their mask, and their ears. But that's little Sylvie at 4 weeks old. And she's pretty unimpressed. Okay. And last, but not least, this is Caitlin's favorite. This one here is Cheesecake. And she is the chunky butt of the entire litter. She is and I'll show you her back first, see how light she got. She's a lot lighter now. There's no dark line on her back anymore, very light. She's the one that has the white paws, a white patch on her chest, and she has a white goatee. Oh, sorry, there we go. So that's Cheesecake. At 4 weeks old. I don't know why the light, I have the light right in front of them, but yet it's still shadowing out half their face. Yeah, look how tired. See that? They just ate, and they didn't even eat long. They only ate for a few minutes, and they're zonked. It's like, that's little Cheesecake. Say hi to your mommy. Cheesecakers. Say hi to your mom. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, that's the babies at 4 weeks old. So again, they do play a bit now, but they're still sleeping 80% of the time. They will wake up and they'll play for about 2 minutes, eat, and then when they're done eating, they'll play for maybe a minute or two, and then they go back to bed. It was really bad timing. The whole time I was setting all this up, they were awake. So I think they might have got tired out. And by the time I was ready to hit record, they were pretty dead to the world. They weren't really hungry because they were due to eat, but not really. They were probably half an hour early. So I just got the mom to go in there early just to try to wake them up a bit. And that didn't work out too well. They only ate for a few minutes. And they didn't even all eat good. A lot of them were fighting to get a nipple. So I'm going to give them about an hour. And then I'll have to bug the mom and get her to come back in. Only when the camera's not rolling, I have room. I'm able to sit in there with her. So I'm going to get the mom over on that side where there's no heat. From about right here and over, there's no heat under the blanket. You could almost see the ridge where it drops down. It's right here and this way that there's a heating pad. So I'm gonna get the mom to lie like in a half circle right here, and then she could lie down longer and feed her babies and not overheat. Make sure they have a decent amount of food. and probably start puppy mush tomorrow. Tomorrow or Monday, no later. Okay. I'm going to try to get more footage of them playing, like play fighting. If I get more footage of them play fighting, I'm just going to add it after this. If not, later on in the week, I'll just do a separate video with them play fighting. Okay, you guys have a good night.
Thanks for watching River City Pugs. Like, subscribe, or comment.